Hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650 Eve here. Are you ready for winter to be over? At this point I think we're almost done, but today it's a winter wonderland here. I'm at Sills BMW and welcome to another episode of the new bike build series. If you're not familiar, this is where we're taking a 2018 BMW S1000RR that I purchased from Sills BMW. We are adding a lot of custom parts to the motorcycle, and then at the end of the build series we're making this motorcycle available for all of you viewing this video. Information on how you might win this bike is in the description. And in today's snowy winter wonderland of a video, we're going to be installing a fuel pump and a map switch. Now, the purpose of the fuel pump, well, I'll let Zach explain all that to you, but this is going to make the bike much faster. And then we're going to take this motorcycle to Brentuning to have it custom tuned. It's going to be epic. Let's go inside and see what Zach's up to, huh?
Back to the new bike build series.
Yes.
Thought it was over, but we're continuing on.
Oh no,
Quest
it's never
for more
over.
power continues.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to try to, or no, we're not going to try. We're actually going to install an E85 approved fuel pump, and it actually is a higher rate fuel pump. It pumps at 265 liters per hour. I don't know what the stock one is, but Brentuning's done testing, and this pump works better at higher RPMs than their stock one does. And they've also done testing with fuel called E85. I'm sure everyone's seen it by now. You may not be super familiar with it unless you have a flex fuel vehicle. You just see that it's cheaper up on the gas signs. The reason it's cheaper is because it's 85% alcohol. So that's a man-made substance. It's a renewable resource, so it can have a cheaper price. Okay. And then the advantage for us with 85% alcohol and 15% fuel is it has a higher detonation point. So it's almost like running race gas, per se. Oh, nice. You can advance your timing a little bit farther. It works better with higher compression. Sometimes I was doing a little bit of research, and it looks like it gets anywhere from 105 to 115 octane. The biggest problem with it out of the pump is that it's not regulated very well. Sometimes, especially like here where it's colder out, it might maybe as little as 50% ethanol and the rest fuel, because that aids in cold starting. Yeah. So the cars that are flex fuel, they actually have a little sensor that tests the ethanol fuel and tells it how much alcohol is in it, and then it tells the ECU and it creates the correct mapping for the percentage of alcohol. So that's pretty cool. Fortunately, we don't have that technology in the bike. Yeah. So you're probably going to want to test your fuel if you're using the E85 option to make sure that it's close to 85% alcohol. Okay. Because that's what the tune's going to be set for.
Got all the fuel out, Zach?
Got all the fuel out. It was easier to just pull the fuel cap off to get our hose down in there. Kept running into something. So if you take a look down there, you can see it's empty. You can see the fuel pump.
Oh yeah.
Right there. And there you go. Yep. And an empty gas tank.
Yes.
All right, let's pull it off the bike and flip it upside down. Oh, we gotta get these hoses off. It's very. If they leave themselves in position or not.
Okay. Well, look who's there.
Hey,
Mr. Donnie Brasco.
How are you?
How are you, buddy?
Good.
What are you holding in your? What do you got there?
Well, I got a couple BMW caps.
Oh, cool,
I bought
man.
one of these last year, and it was like the most comfortable beanie cap for the winter you could wear.
Yeah, I remember you got one.
Yeah. How you doing, Zach?
All right, how's it going?
Good to see you, sir.
How you doing, man?
Okay.
Oh wow. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thanks for joining us in progress. We're filming for the new bike build series. Zach we're going to lift up the tank there and install a higher capacity, better fuel pump.
But in general, it just looks pretty sweet, right, Donnie?
Oh yeah.
The bike, yeah. Oh, this is Donnie's first time seeing it all dressed up, huh?
Yeah, he hasn't seen it in person.
How do you like those blue wheels, Donnie?
Gorgeous job. Wow.
So we got the pump out. This is the fuel pump unit. This is the pump that we need to get to, so not really any instructions for this because no one would ever expect you to take this apart. This is a fuel level sensor. Okay. This is what tells you what your fuel level is. This floats in the gasoline.
Like a buoy?
Yup. I'm guessing the rubber hose they send, it goes in place of this plastic because the alcohol probably attacks this plastic. Okay. And it looks about the same length as what came in the kit here. Yeah, within reason. So we'll cut this rubber hose to the octane light is that plastic one using our big nasty hose choppers, cigar choppers there. So let's always want to err on the side of being a little bit longer for the most part. So we'll give it just a little extra length right about there. Line that guy up, chop it. And then slide our hose clamps on in the middle. And put our hose into the filter here. That is a crimp style clamp. I like to just crimp them with a pair of side cutters.
Okay.
Want to make sure there's hose on the outside of it, right against the filter there. You don't want to be right up against it. You want to leave some hose there.
Okay.
Grip it down just like that. Your tug nice and tight. Now we'll install our new fuel pump. I think we can put the hose on first and not have any issue. I'm just not going to put the clamp on yet for in case.
Okay.
And then we should be able to slide this guy. Oh, they got a little cap on here. Pop that cap off. Slide that in there so those clip back on. Can't pull the pump out. And now we have installation. Just got off the phone double checking with Brentuning. We can't use the stock BMW pickup sock. It works just as well.
Okay.
And the O-rings and the washers to use to hold that sock on, the extra O-rings are for 2010 to 2014 models. So
Okay.
that's why that stuff did not look like it was necessary, because it's not.
All right.
They wanted me to emphasize, make sure that you use these crimp clamps, not a hose clamp, because you can't get them tight enough.
Okay.
So we are set to crimp this last guy on here. Alright. Ready to go. And then we just got to pop a couple screws in and we'll put it back in the gas tank. So we got the tank back. I don't know if you want to check it out. It's pretty amazingly light, actually.
All aluminum?
All aluminum.
Nice. Smells like fuel. Have they always used an aluminum tank since 2010 on the S1000? Okay.
It's a little tight coming out, so it's going to be just as tight going back in. Make sure that gasket looks even all the way around, just like it does now.
Okay.
And then we'll pop our flange back on top. Line up the holes. Fastener. The torque on this is pretty low. It's only 5 Newton meters.
Okay.
So we'll set the clutch on the drill pretty low and then grab the tiny torque wrench. Another benefit at E85 I was just remembering is it also cools the intake track as the charge of fuel goes through.
Okay.
Because there's so much more of it, so cooler temperatures always mean more horsepower.
Oh yeah.
And since it is running richer, you'll have to remember you're going to burn through fuel at a much greater rate, but hey, it's cheaper.
Yeah, right. It smells good too.
Alright, so we got a good little puddle of gasoline in the bottom there. Just want to pick the tank up, make sure it's staying all dry, which it is.
Yep.
So that's a good thing. We'll go ahead and install this back onto the motorcycle then, and then we're going to fire it up, make sure it runs. That before we make another change, because we're going to install the map switch too. But I wouldn't want to do both and then have the bike not run, because I wouldn't know which one caused an issue. If we put this on, it doesn't run, we know we're looking at just a fuel pump, not some kind of map switch Dyno Jet issue.
E85. Donnie, this is for you.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome. It's for our good friends at Pitbull.
Nice.
It's the exact same shirts that Zach and I are wearing today.
Nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Have a nice special Pitbull surprise coming up, right?
Yeah, we do. Yep, we have a Pitbull surprise for the winner of this motorcycle. That's going to be in a future video. But yeah, we love the guys at Pitbull.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Donnie.
Yeah.
Primed up a couple times, fired it up, so that's good. We know everything must be hooked up right. It's sucking gas, making pressure.
Nice.
Life is good. So I got our switch mounted up. That bolt seems long enough, so I just went ahead and used the stock bolt.
Okay.
And then I found that hole in the frame. I couldn't get it with a wire, but sometimes if you get something a little stiffer, like this twist tie, had a longer twist tie, I was able to feed that through, and then I can just twist the end of the wire to the twist tie, and then we'll pull our wire through.
Oh, cool.
That way we don't have to remove any, or as many fairings at least yet. I think we'll be doing all right here. Because if the bike's all apart, yeah, no big deal. But when the bike's together, we want to try to save as much time as possible.
Yeah.
So now we'll pull that through, and we got our wire.
Awesome.
Genius.
Pull that through like that. And now we'll just route it down along with all the other wires here. They are none too shy with this wire. We're going to be just long enough. But we will be just long enough. That's
wow.
Amazing. So we'll have to cut some of our other zip ties that we've already put on because I don't want to have piles of zip ties. And
yes.
We'll do all that off camera. But now we need to see where these two wires go. They're going to go into the PC5.
Yep.
There's a cover. It's going to be one of these slots, but I'm going to have to look at the original PC5 instructions and it should tell us. So look back in the instructions. The map switch wires can go in position 1 or position 2. Which these don't really seem to be labeled, so we'll have to look at a diagram and figure out which side position 1 is. And then we just slide the wires in just like we did for the oxygen, the wideband oxygen sensor on our auto tune.
Okay.
And tighten them up with the tiny flathead screw. Input 1 is the closest to this little ridge.
Okay.
So there's two little tiny holes right by that ridge. So I gotta grab my super minuscule flathead.
You enjoying this behind the scenes action, Donnie?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Zach's a surgeon over
Jewelry
here.
sized.
Jewelry side, yeah.
And then we're going to loosen up, if you can catch this view here, see the little flathead screws for anyone who didn't see before. We're just going to loosen up these two screws. I don't think they could come all the way out, but we just need to put a couple turns on them. And then we're going to insert the wires from our map switch. Because we need a couple more wires back here.
Of course.
So we got the switch routed. I checked the wiring. It's real tight, but it does. You can turn left all the way, and there's still some slack. So that's what you want to check for.
Okay.
We don't want that to pull out of the box in the back. Now we got to plug in our secondary fuel module, our Power Commander 5 again, and open up our Dyno Jet Power Commander 5 software. So in features selections, we're going to choose map switch. We put it in input 1, remember it was the closest to the bump on the module.
Yep.
And then we got to make sure our auto tune is still checked, which it is, and that's input 1. So we're going to play around a little bit and actually test the alcohol content in our E85 fuel, see how close we are to that 85%. Okay. This is what we use to test gasoline when we have drivability issues on a motorcycle that may have poor fuel content in it. Because if we see ranges above 10% in regular fuel, your bike's not going to run well. It's going to absorb too much water. Okay. So what we do is we fill water up to this line, and then we add the gasoline on top, and we'll shake it and let it sit, and it'll show us what percentage alcohol is in it, because the alcohol is going to absorb the water. Okay. So let's see what we get out of the E85. I'm guessing that we're probably going to wind up in the 65% range, maybe, just because it's cold out. And sure. It might be a winter blend. Well, let's see. So first we'll add water to the short line. Pretty good, right about there. And then, using the shop turkey baster here, we'll get a sample of sweet corn smelling E85.
Does smell good.
Hopefully that'll be enough. Keep it away from our blue fairing here. Try not to spill it everywhere. Shake it up here. And then we'll just leave it sit while we unplug the Power Commander. Velcro that guy back in place. Velcro that one. Good to go. Let's take a look, see if we get a separation line here yet. Hey, you can see the line. It's right about 86, 87%. What you'd expect. So that's. Can you see the line on the video? Maybe back up a little bit. Just see it.
Yep, there it is. Yeah, we got it now. Yeah, there's a line. So, yeah.
Wow.
We got some good stuff then, huh, Zach?
High alcohol content E85. So should be able to make lots of power.
That should make 5 Up happy. He was a little concerned about the winter blend of E85, and it looks like it's just fine, huh, Zach?
Yeah, that's what it looks like with this tester at least.
So we had some stickers made with the E85 logo to put on the map switch so that the new owner of this motorcycle won't be confused as to what position is for E85 and which one is for pump fuel. So we had some vinyl stickers created, and Zach is going to apply one right here at the very top for position 1. When I get to Brentuning next week, if that changes, if they, you know, hopefully it won't change. Hopefully they'll allow position 1 to be for E85. But if it does change, then we'll act accordingly. And we also supplied quite a few additional stickers, vinyl stickers, for the new owner of the bike.
We got 25 chances.
Yeah. Just in case this one rubs off. He has plenty more. Yeah, look at all those stickers.
We're going position 1, right?
Position 1, sir.
All right. It's got the little corn emblem.
Yeah. So now he or she knows.
High power mode.
Yes. Position 1 is E85. Awesome. Thanks again, Zach, man.
No problem. Everyone have a good day. Thanks for watching.
Awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us, Donnie.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. Appreciate it.
Zach has the lower fairing taken off. He's putting 1.5 gallons of 93 octane fuel into the motorcycle. And the next stop, it's going into that trailer. And then we're going to Brentuning near Boston, Massachusetts to get the motorcycle tuned for E85 and pump fuel. You can still support the New Bike Build Series. Information on how to do that is in the description. I want to thank you all so much for being a part of this build series. It's been fantastic. We are wrapping up the last few videos right now. Next stop, Brentuning. Dyno video coming soon. I've got the HP4 in the trailer as well, so we might be able to see your 2018 S1000RR on E85 versus my HP4 at Brentuning. So go ahead and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel by clicking subscribe. New videos are always uploaded to the 650 Eve YouTube channel. Stay tuned for more, and as always, thanks for viewing. We'll catch you next time for the New Bike Build Series.